Hmm. You know who Michael Myers is? Do you know who Freddy Krueger is? I don't know why. I don't. I have no clue. But those were the images in my head when I was reading this book. Has nothing to do with this book, but those were my images. Because, you know, if you're watching a movie or even a soap opera, or a TV show where the hero is going to confront the villain all by themselves. Or if you're watching a horror movie and the person's coming down the hallway, or they're going to open a door, or they're going to go around the bend, and you know that Michael Myers or Freddy is on the other side, or you know the danger's on the other side, or the villain's got a gun. As soon as the door opens, they're going to shoot regardless of who opens the door. It's just, you know, or you're waiting for the tell-all on the soap opera. I just, it's just, I just don't know. Welcome to the Julie Reads book series. I'm Christina Kairos, Tina. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy schmancy stuff going on here. And we have, alright, so this is the 14th book in the series, the Heretics Creed, Fiona Buckley. And it's the year 1577. So Ursula's been doing this for quite a while now. And she's home. The book starts, she's home. The ward she picked up in the last book is getting married. They're having a celebration. We do some family catch up. Now, you know, when I read book 23, I hated the family catch up in the beginning because I didn't know who anybody was. But see, having read the series thus far, having gone back and read it in order, the whole big reason why you really need to read a series in order, especially one like this, to get the catch so you know who all the people are, so that you appreciate the family catch up in the beginning. Because I couldn't understand why I didn't like this book so much. And it's consistent with all books. Ursula doesn't tell who she is for a few pages. But I like these books in this era. If you have not seen my Beatrice Small Sky O'Malley series, please go watch those, because those books are like hundreds of pages beyond, and Sky goes through much more worse than Ursula ever did. Sky ends up in a harem. She has 5 or 6 husbands. She has 7 children. The queen puts her through hell. Little hell. She gains properties all over the place. Each one of her kids gets a property. Each one of her kids gets a title. You gotta go watch those Sky O'Malley books. Those books are so above these. But anyways. So I usually enjoy the family catch-ups, but because I hadn't read the first 23, I was like, what the F? But now I understand, and now I've gotten to know these people, and now I enjoy the family catch-ups. So, we start off with the family catch-up of her ward getting married, and we catch up on what everybody's been doing, and all this other kind of stuff since the last book. And Harry's about 5, 6 now. That's her son. Ursula's a heroine. Sybil is her companion. Gladys is also her companion. Dal is her lady's maid. Broccoli is her manservant and her right hand at most points in time. And Dal and Broccoli are married, and Dale has issues with Broccoli and Ursula, but she lives with them sometimes. Sometimes Dale gets in the way of stuff, and sometimes she almost gets Ursula killed because of her big mouth and her jealousy. And for the record, Ursula and Broccoli have never anything. So we're having this big celebration, right? And one of the honored guests is William Cecil. And we all know that William Cecil he's currently now the treasurer or person in charge with the Queen. And him and Walsingham are new Queen's advisors situation. And he's been promoted to Lord Burghley or something. I don't know why he had to change his name, but anyways, it's still William Cecil. And he's at the wedding too. And obviously, he's at the wedding for purpose. He didn't travel all that way just to see some strange girl get married. No! He come to talk to Ursula. He's got a mission for her that only she can do. Apparently, we have sent 2 messengers to Scotland. Yeah, Edinburgh. To give James Douglas some stuff from the Queen, Elizabeth. And neither messenger has made it. One of them, I forget the guy's name. Forgive me, but then the other one was Matthew, and Matthew was getting close with Fiona. Ursula, and had proposed marriage at one point, and Ursula which she seldom no, but she was still thinking about it in this book. So they give her all the letters, and the reason they're going to Edinburgh is because Sybil's daughter Ambrosia lives there. And Sybil, they're all like, we don't need to go right now. It's the winter, blah, blah, blah. And Cecil's like, no, you need to go now. It's urgent. You can deliver the message. You can look for the messengers. You also need to buy this book. And so after back and forth, they convince her to do it. So the whole bunch goes off to Edinburgh with the excuse that they're going to see Sybil's daughter Ambrosia. And this is one of the few times, and this is a relatively small book. It didn't take that long at all. Oh, and I forgot to get the other one. To read. It very, very short period of time. Couple hours.
And I'm not sure how to help you with that.
Oh, that's too much. Yes, ma'am. My friend's here. Hold on a second. I caught her. I caught her. I caught a co-host. She wants no part of this today. Excuse me. Gotta go. Gotta run. Hold on a second. Somebody's pissed. Somebody's pissed. Don't know why. Gonna drive me crazy. Oh, Bernard Hardwicke. That was the other guy's name. So, they sent the 2 messengers over to what? Come here. Goodbye. I lost my book. So they sent the 2 messengers over to Scotland, and they never got there. So, the gang packs up and they go. And they can give the messages to Douglas, the whole 9 yards. Everything works out fine. They do their visit with Ambrosia. Sybil loves enjoying her children, her grandchildren, etc., etc., etc. All that goes fine. And this is one of the first. I think the second or third book where they've actually gotten to their destination. I mean, like, we traveled for a couple weeks. We did this and that, and we arrived. Like, they traveled in like a paragraph. We've had previous books where their travel to their destination could take 5 or 6 chapters. This is one of the few books where we did this, we stayed here, we did this, and we got there in like a couple weeks. So the travel time was really, really limited. The 2 travel time. All right. On the return travel time, we have to make a pit stop. Okay? We have to get this book. And we still have to look for our 2 messengers, Matthew and Bernard. And I'm trying to find the summary of the book. Hold on a second. Okay. So it was a book about astronomy and how the sun revolves around the earth and not the earth revolving around the sun. And so they have to go purchase this book from these sisters. Now, they're not all sisters. There's 16 ladies. 2 are biologically related and they're half sisters. And the rest are just women that joined. And in the beginning of the book is cursed. It's weird, but they cursed the book. Come here, you. I lay this curse, she said, on anyone who would do harm to this book, on any who would destroy or deface it. Cursed you shall be by water. She pours water out on the book, little corner of it. Then she curses it by fire, and she burns a itsy bitsy piece of corner of it. And then thirdly, I curse you with blood drawn by steel. I hereby declare that holy water and fire and steel drawn blood, I dedicate this book, Observations of the Heavens, by John of Evesham, Evesham, to the care of God. From this day forth it is his, and may his wrath will fall upon any willfully harm it. In his name I call upon water, fire, and steel to extract vengeance on such a one, and I seal the curse with my own blood in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So they got to go get this book that is like the very first astronomy type book, and it's got some religious stuff in it too. And so they've got to go to the moors to pick this book up from these ladies. And of course, apparently the guys, both messengers went here first before getting to Scotland, because they never made it to Scotland. And our group gets there and they get lost. They have a hard time finding the place. They're in the middle of like nowhere, anywhere. And they end up, at this little house, or I don't think it's a tavern or an inn. I think it's just somebody's house. And those people help them get to the castle. And apparently it's a dark and eerie looking place. It may have been an abbey at some point. And it's just dark and eerie and creepy. The walls are blank. There are crosses hung on the walls, but that's it. Nothing else. It's a very dank, eerie place. It's very creepy. The group is, it's just a very creepy feeling. Massively creepy. I think that's why I kept expecting Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger to jump out. They are given very small portions of food. These ladies are living on a limited budget and they're feeding 16 people. But they do take in Ursula's group and they each get a spoonful or two of food and some bread and a little bit of wine because they're feeding all these people. And the rooms have there's no extras of any kind. And Matthew, one of the messengers, was known to leave little symbols. He would draw this symbol in a red marker or chalk actually, for this time period. And they discover that he had been there. He left his mark inside a trunk in one of the rooms, and Ursula and her people find it. They also hear the ladies performing mass each evening, humming in Latin, oh yay, pray, that kind of tone type situation. And it's just, the whole thing is just creepy. And they decide that they need to leave, and they go to leave because there's a major snowstorm. They ended up there for several days, and they leave, and they get lost again, and the person they run into gives them the wrong directions. They go in the wrong direction. The river that they were trying to cross has flooded, and it's risen, and they can't get across it. And they end up finding a leg in a boot. And in the boot, it's Hawkshaw's receipt for purchasing the book from the ladies. So, and by this point in the book, you are so creeped out. You're like, no, 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 don't go back. No, don't go back. You're gonna get killed if you go back. No! You get that severe Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers feeling. It was up there in the Richter scale. And they talk about it, and they talk about it, and debate it, and debate it, and they, as you know, plot related, they gotta go back. So they go back, and they confront the ladies at the, moor, at the house, at the castle, at the stone building, and it just turns out that the half-sibling may or may not have killed one of the messengers. The reasons why, and the town mob shows up, and they demand that they surrender the sister to them, and they're going to hang her. And it's just chaos reigns after that. So, if you want to know what happens, you gotta read the book, because I'm not going to tell you. It's just, there's just twists and turns you didn't even see coming. How's it going today, ma'am? You are beyond it today. So, don't forget to check out the book. It's good. We're going to go on to the next one. I wonder if another husband will die. A betrothal? A deadly betrothal? We'll have to see. But it's a creepy book. It's one of the creepiest ones of hers so far. So have a good one.